Okay, we're recording. Hi guys, starting right on 8 o'clock as I promised for our first call of the year. I'm actually not going to be recording these calls throughout the year, but because this is our first one back, and I know some of you have messaged me and said you're on holidays, I'm recording this and I'll upload this to the Facebook page as well, because it's a really crucial chat that we need to have about how you guys can really rein in your time and energy this year and start to work really productively in your business for the time that you have. So yeah, I'm excited. This is a process that I've completed over the last few days, setting up my new calendar for the year. Every single year, things change. So this year, huge change in our household, both children at school, means that I have days and more time in my days in the hope that I can work a little bit less on the computer at night. So this has all come about as well because towards the end of last year, I really felt like the team was burning out. I felt like you guys were feeling very discouraged with the lack of results for the time and energy that you're putting in. And although I felt like I was trying to mentor you in looking at income producing tasks, I felt like we lacked a framework around that. And we lacked the clarity around exactly what to spend your time doing when you are working in business. So I went searching for a very simple system, and I remembered that when I was starting with doTERRA 2.5 years ago, I was absorbing a lot of education and training from Elise Shedovy. And you're going to hear that name a lot this year because I am going to be like a dog with a bone, tapping our team back into exactly what she's done and the system she's created to help people build businesses that thrive, businesses that are successful, and businesses that duplicate. So everything she teaches is stuff that I've done for years and taught for years, but she's created a system around that for you. And I was going to create a system around that and do training videos and lots of things this year. I'm just going to tap us into this because why reinvent the wheel? Why spend energy and time and resources on creating a system that's already there? It's already there. So I've been fortunate enough to get the Back to Basics workbook, which is a comprehensive manual for building a doTERRA business. I have uploaded that into the Conscious Circle. So for those of you who will be building strong leadership businesses this year, you'll have access to that entire workbook, but we'll be training this out at a very superficial level here in this group. And then we'll be diving deeper into that in the Conscious Circle mentoring group, because I want to give you a taster in here, but I want to dive deep with those of you who are committed, capable, and coachable this year, who really want to invest and give back where it's a mutual exchange of energy. So team calls will run on Monday nights in this forum as always. We'll be feeding out this stuff to you. But please know that to dive deeper, have a mentoring call with me or your upline silver or above leader, really, or work your tushy off to get you 3 enrollments in a month to get into that mentoring circle. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, really, really cool. But in this call, I want to keep it to 30 minutes. I want it to be short and sharp. And so we're going to dive straight in. So for those of you who tell me you're time poor, that you do not have 40 hours a week to earn to run your business, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. It's not all going to be like me that do this full time. Some of you have other commitments, other jobs, other passions, other careers, little babies. Like, I get it. But don't tell me you can't run a really successful business on 10, 12 hours a week. You can. But those 10, 12 hours a week need to be so focused, and they need to only be focused on income producing activities, or IPA. IPA. I might just type some of this in the chat box. So, we have to get real with how we spend our time and how much time we spend in fluff land, scrolling Instagram, researching oils, but to the nth degree, creating pretty graphics, sending out really large emails. We always have to look at when we do something like that, what's the return? What's the ROI, the return on investment? If I invest an hour in this, will I earn $50 back? Because ultimately, at the end of the week, you put 10 hours into this, you want to be earning what you would get at a job paying 17, 18, 20, 25, $50 an hour, depending on what level you're at. So income producing activities are the activities that you do that actually produce income. So have a really quick audit in your brain, look over your weeks. What do you do in your week that actually brings money into your doTERRA business? And what do you do that doesn't? If you spent 20 hours last week working on doTERRA and you didn't earn $1, I'm going to suggest that you're doing the wrong types of activities. The interesting thing here is that income producing activities, IPA, is very similar to IPE in pipes, which is invite, present, enroll, invite, present, enroll, invite, present, enroll. So that's what you spend your week doing, IPing, right? Income producing activities, invite, present, enroll. Everyone say hello to Paul. So IPE and IPA, right? So this is the point where I'm going to dive in and show you a calendar of how you need to structure your business. This is a point where I really want you to check in with any resistance that's coming up. So anything that I've already said where you're like, but Carly, I want to do it this way. But Carly, you know, this, I don't really want to do what you're telling me to do. I don't really want to follow this. And I want to remind you that Elise Shedderby, who does this week in, week out, month after month, year after year, who has been doing this for 10 years, is a triple presidential diamond. And what she, with this system that she teaches to her team, this is what they do. And this is why there's a million account holders in her team. So from my perspective, you guys will do what I do because I'm going to do what Elise does. And this is called duplication. And this is where our team has got lost because we're all off doing different things, right? And I own that as a leader that last year I didn't rein this in enough. So income producing activities, I'm going to tell you how to structure your week and what absolutely as a baseline needs to be in your week if you want to earn money and you want to build a business, which means enrolling people. If you've been with us for a couple of years, I know some of you girls have been with me right from the start, and your membership is not growing from your enrollments, your business is dying. Your business is actually going backwards because slowly over time, all those people in LRP are going to start dropping off. And I know some of you are experiencing that now, and that breaks my heart because that's not what I want to teach you guys to do. I want you guys to be growing in membership and growing in LRP, retention, and growing in income. Let me just shut this door. Okay, so I'm going to share a calendar. I'm going to talk you through this calendar. I want you to pull up yours, get your diary out while you're watching this and start slotting this into the times that suit you. But I want you to know that what I'm about to show you is super simple, but it does take consistency and commitment. And a lot of you will set this calendar up, do it for 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, and then start getting distracted by shiny objects. Start doing other kinds of classes. Start, you know, not really doing your follow-up and your connection with people, not sampling people. And the wheels start to fall off. I really want you to hear me say this. You have to do this week in, week out, whether you like it or not, whether you're bored some weeks or not, whether you feel like it or not, and just treat it like a business. Treat it like another job where you're employed and there are certain tasks that you don't like doing. When I was back in corporate working as a social worker, not corporate, not for profit, as a social worker, I hated doing case notes. I actually hated sitting at my desk typing notes of the things that I was doing. I wanted to be out there helping people, but it was a part of the job, had to be done. And I did it. And I want you to treat this like that and it will pay dividends. And please, I promise you, if you do this for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you're going to see a shift. But it might take that long to gain traction. But the positive is, right, that I'm about to show you what to do in your week. And if you just do the baseline, if you just do what I show you, it's going to be around 9.5 hours in your week. You have 168 hours in your week. And I'm asking you to commit. I'm inviting you to commit 9.5 of that to income producing activities. If outside of that, you want to create pretty graphics and go on social media and do lives and do other things and do more classes, hats off. But if you can commit that baseline and do it every single week, you'll see a shift in your business. Okay. Just before I share, I'm just going to make sure there's no one on the Facebook group stressing out because I can't get in. Okay. No, there isn't. All right. So consistency is important. It's basic. Let's go. So let me share it so we can finish up on time. So Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, doesn't matter what you use. This year I've totally transferred to Google so that I can share my calendars with you guys for Diamond Club and different things, which has been a big shift actually, but I'm committed to it, and in a month's time I know that it'll just be second nature. I like my calendar on my laptop because I look at my laptop every single day. If you like the paper diary, then do that. I've moved away from that. I still have one of my classes to book people in, but I've moved away from that for my everyday use. I like that it syncs to my phone, so I can always have it with me too. All right, so just find a system that works for you. I'm not going to go into that. I'm also not going to go into what you do in each of these tasks. That's going to be coming. All right, I'm going to teach you what to do and connect and follow up. I'm going to teach you how to sample people before a class and what an intro class. We're going to dive into all this. Tonight is just about getting it set up. And I didn't want to wait till February because I know then what will happen, you'll do nothing for the first 2 weeks of February. We want to get this set up by the 20th of January, which is in about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, so that you're ready to go. So ignore Family Day. I might just delete that for now. I started to put in some, I started to flesh out my personal stuff around this, but you can do that later. So I just want to show you the basics. I'm just going to delete that too. Okay. I want you to look at this. This is the baseline. Guys, this is the baseline. This is the bare minimum. You can add into this, and you do more, you will grow faster. But I really want you to see this. I want you to see this for all of you who tell me you've got no time to build a business. For all of you that tell me, but I work full time. Like really, you can't find 9 hours outside of that. Really? That's like an hour a day. Do it in your lunch break. Do an hour at night. Get up at 5:30 a.m. Like if you want this, you want residual income, you want this to replace the job that you're doing, you can find 9 hours. You can do it. Okay, so the first thing here we've got in your week is a strategy session. I've got strategy sessions with my leaders. So this is time where they get half an hour each every single week, preferably on a Monday, to go through their goals for the week, their achievements, their focuses, anything they want to flesh out, any help they need. Now, I offer this to, I've only got 2 leaders who said that they want this. And so at the moment I've allocated an hour, half an hour each, and we keep it tight. You though may put in there strategy session with my leader. So with Nat, with Tracy, with me. They're the only, Tracy, Nat and me. That's it, because no one else is experienced enough and at the leadership level to be mentoring in that way and doing strategy sessions. So at this point, I'm excited to welcome new people into that leadership space. But that's where we're at. So if you're part of the Conscious Circle mentoring group, a part of that requirement is a weekly or fortnightly call to strategize. So this is happening. Now I like it on a Monday, starts a week off right, gets you focused. Generally on a Sunday night, you're reviewing the week ahead and you can have a chat on Monday morning and hit the ground running and hit the ground with focus. So you'd probably only allocate half an hour in that for a chat with your leader, right? Now, as leaders grow below you, you'll allocate time. As you get to silver and gold and beyond, you start to strategize with your leaders. And it could be a 15-minute check-in, it could be half an hour, but it doesn't need to be long. Okay, so that's the first thing for me. On a Monday is like, right, let's check in with my leaders. Where are they at? Then I know what they're out there doing, and then I can plan my week accordingly. The next thing you'll see in yellow here is connect and follow up. And you'll see that I have 2 blocks. So you're going to allocate 4 hours a week to connect and follow up. Okay. So that is in pipes, that's inviting and supporting. And enrolling, really, because you're still trying to enroll people with that follow-up. 4 hours. Now, I've got it in 2-hour blocks because that works for my week, but it might look different for you. So it might look like an hour on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 till 11 o'clock. Same time every day. That might be your thing. I would suggest that you try to do different times of day and different days to catch different people. I've put this in because they're the days that suit me at the moment, but I think that I will also add in an hour on an evening, probably down here from 7 till 8 p.m. just before our team call. I'll probably do another connect and follow up just to catch those people who work full time. And what I'll say to people when I meet them, sample them, do a class with them, enroll them, is say, hey, I have these time slots during the week where I love to connect with people, do their membership overview and help you with your oil questions. So would a Monday from 12 till 2 suit you better, or a Monday night from 7 till 8? And book it in. Now, of course, if someone says, oh, I can't do those, I'll look at my calendar and go, well, what about Friday at 5? Whatever works, and slot them in. But you have it in the diary and the calendar. Okay, so color code it if you need to, but make sure you have 4 hours over the week. You might actually love to do a couple of hours on a Saturday morning. That might just be the best time for your community, but 4 hours over the week. Now, connect and follow up. What is it? It's reaching out to people, saying, hey girl, you want to check out some oils? Can I send you some samples? It's sampling people. It's actually spending that time doing their sample pack up and writing them a little card and connecting with them around what you're sending them. And we're going to teach you how to sample really effectively this year. And the thing is, what we're also going to teach you is that no one comes to a class anymore without being sampled, without having an oil experience. So you can use your connect and follow up to do that. Your connect and follow up can be following up anyone that you have sampled and making sure they're coming to classes, inviting them to classes. It could be just someone on your names list, which again, we're going to revisit, that maybe you sampled a year ago and you've never followed them up, and you're going to get back in contact with them. That time, I would also use that time to connect with anyone who's interested in the business. I would use that time to support my host if I'm doing a public class. But this year we're going to focus as well equally on doing private. Sorry, I would talk to my host if we're doing a private class. If we're doing a class at their home. But if we're doing public intro classes, which we're going to move to, I'll be also in that time inviting people to that and making sure they're coming. Just checking up my guest list, yeah? So you'll see I've got an oil class here on Tuesday night, which is a public Back to Basics class. So I would, on that Monday connect and follow up, I would bring everyone or connect with everyone, text them, whatever communication means you use, and say, hey, just checking in. Can't wait to see you Tuesday night. I'd do that. And then on the Tuesday from 1 till 3, I'd send them a text. Can't wait to see you tonight. I've got a surprise for you. Make sure you come in. And do all of that for the week ahead. So 4 hours of connect and follow up. You can spread it over the week. I think that chunking it into 2 hours, if you can, you get through more because you get in a flow. All right. If you're just doing 15 minutes here and there, it actually takes you half that time to get into a flow. So connect and follow up, 4 hours a week. So we've got 4 hours on that. We've got a half an hour call with your upline leader. We've got our half an hour team call on a Monday night. Should be non-negotiable. Should be non-negotiable, guys. So I wouldn't be booking classes in on Monday nights. I wouldn't be starting a pottery class. I wouldn't be going to a dance class. I wouldn't be booking in date night with husband. Monday night from 8 till 8:30, you're checking in with the business and checking out in with the team. Commit to that, and you'll see growth in your business, because on those team calls, we're going to start having some product education. So you're going to learn about a new product every single week, right? How cool is that? That'll keep your juices flowing, your information up. You can then roll that out to your team. Every week you then have content to email your community, because you can just take your learning from the Monday night call and roll it into an email, do it as a Facebook Live, whatever you do. The team call will also then have some business training. So we're going to teach you how to invite better, how to write your names list, how to run a class, right? Now, some of those may go a little bit longer. In particular, we'll probably need a longer one to teach you how to do the new class. But we want it to be pretty short and snappy. And over time, we want our team, the team will start training each other. There'll be reminders, events that are coming up, reminders about promotions. That's your tune in to your team and your business time, half an hour. So on a Monday for me, it's 2, 3, if I want to put in that one. See, I don't even have to do that one. 3.5 hours of my business. That is income producing. That excites me a lot because I can spend 8 hours at my desk sometimes and have not earned $1 because I'm fluffing around on other things. All right. So that they are baseline, but I might go, oh, look, between 10 and 11, I do want to write a customer email and I do want to, that's fine. Add it in. But these things you see here are the base. They're the non-negotiables. All right. Okay. Now, Elise recommends doing 1 oil class a week that's open to public and doing it at the same time every week. And that will go for an hour. The actual content in the class goes for an hour. You wait till you see it. It's so cool. But I've put in an extra half an hour just for a bit of setup and pack up and travel time in there. So 10:30 till 12. Now, you'll notice I've got 2 on a Tuesday. Tuesdays are really free for me. Tuesdays, I have booked a workspace in Geelong where I get from 8:30 to 1 p.m. for $17, a space where people can come to as well. So I'm trying to cover people that don't want to travel out to me. So I'm being a bit creative with where I do that. You might do it at a cafe. You might do it at a local library. But have somewhere once a week where people can come for a public class that's at the same time every week. Why is this critical? Because if you, Sandy, you meet Joan and Joan says, I would love to learn more. And you say, well, I do a public class every Thursday at 10 a.m. She says, I work Thursdays. Go, that's cool. My team leader does one on Tuesdays at 10:30. Does that suit better? Yes. Okay, I'm going to tap you into Carly and you can go to that class. And what happens here is we'll all know because we're strategizing together. We'll know when everyone's doing public classes and we'll send people along, right? They remain your enrollment, but we help each other build here. So you'll know that in Geelong West, every Tuesday at 10:30, you can send people to a class. I have also added in Tuesday evening because I want to do 2 a week, open to public classes, and it makes sense to do it on the same day because I just have everything set up ready to roll. That night one will be at my home, so that can suit people that need to travel as well. And we'll play that out, see how that goes. But Elise said at least 1. So if I take out that Tuesday night and the business training, right? I'm still learning how to use this calendar. What have we got? We've got half an hour here, half an hour here. So that's 1 hour, 2 hours at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hours so far. 8 hours. So if you got to Tuesday afternoon and you've done all that, you've done an incredible job. You've done teaching new people, welcoming new people in here. I'll talk about business builder training in a second. You've connected and followed and reached out and done all your stuff there, 2 hour blocks, whatever works for you. You've tapped into the team and you've had a strategy session so you're really focused for the week. So good. Business builder training. So what we're going to teach you this year is the new class structure. Now, the new class structure is an intro class. It goes through around 45 minutes to an hour. It's a very, very different kind of class. I did actually teach it out to a few of you towards late last year. And I've been playing around with it more and it's just epic. What you will do straight after a public class is you'll invite people to stay and learn a little bit about the business basics. So It's not a comprehensive training where you go into the compensation plan and all that stuff. It's just a taster, a few stories, a little bit about the income potential, a little bit about just changing their lives. And it goes for about an hour. Now, some weeks you'll have people stay for that. Other weeks you won't. If I had done a public class and no one stayed, everyone left after that, I would spend that time putting the enrollments in, tapping them into my resources, and I would go into connect and follow up. I just keep working in that space. I won't take a coffee break and go off for an hour shopping. I'll work in that space. But we want to get to the point where you have people staying, and we're going to teach you some language around that. Okay. Then once a week, you're going to have a continuing education class. I've put mine on a Saturday morning because that works for me, and I figure that might work for a lot of our members, but I can move it if it doesn't. Really, really short and sharp for an hour, 9:30 till 10:30, 10 till 11, and I've allowed half an hour for setup, pack up. They're simple classes that will rotate. So this might be week 1. And so what you will do is anyone who's enrolled at a public class or a private class, you will say, we have a series of classes coming up over the next 6 Saturdays. These are the themes, so you might do a little pamphlet, and we encourage you to come along to as many as you can so that you know how to use your oils. Same time, same place, every week, week after week, month after month, year after year, consistency. And what will happen over time, and it might take months, but what will happen over time is people just know, oh, Carly, it's Saturday morning. Carly would have a class somewhere. Oh, it's always at this. Okay, Carly will have a class. I'll go. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a loyalty card. So when they come to a class, a continuing education class, they get it ticked off. And when they've done all 6, whether in a row or over months, they're going to get a gift, like an Essential Life book or a storage box or something like that that we can gift to them because they've invested their time. But can I say to you, and Elise says this all the time, the people that come to those continuing education classes will be your LRPers for life, because by then they're just going to love the stuff. So you might have week 1, we're going to do essential oils for detoxing your home, cleaning products. Then the second week, we're going to do oils for weight loss and appetite management and digestive health. The third week is the theme is supplementation. The fourth week is pain and sore muscles and circulation. And then and you have your themes. Now you can choose what you teach and what you're comfortable with there. But how freaking cool is it if we're kind of all out there doing this stuff, we can tap people in as well. We can share our calendars with each other and say, hey, this week I'm doing mums and bubs. So if you've got anyone that wants to come along, they still get ticked off. And then when they do their 6th one, they get a gift. How cool, right? This is something that's falling down, but it also then pulls all your knowledge and your continuing education into one area into one time slot. So you don't feel like you're doing it all the time. What I'm personally going to do, and if I add that in, that's like 9.5, 10 hours, right? I'm personally, because I have quite a large online community. Oh gosh. I'm going to do an online class on the Friday morning. What color did we make it? Lavender? Yeah. On the Friday morning for the online community, because we have nearly 700 members in there. So that makes sense to do that, but it's the same content. So I'm not doubling up. I'm not creating new classes. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just going to do what I would present on Saturday morning to the Friday group online. And that will cover people that are distanced from me, that can't get to physical classes as well. So, and they will be in a private Facebook group so that I can see who attended and tick them off and still send them a gift. Okay? That's a baseline week, guys. That's a public class a week. That's a strategy session with a leader per week. That's 4 hours of contact and follow up. That's a team call. That's the baseline. You want to add more classes into your week, you're going to grow faster. But that would be the absolute minimum. And I will say this, if you have people looking at you and saying, can I do the business? I'm interested in the business. If they don't have 10 hours a week, 10, 12 hours a week, then they can't do the business well. They'll just be sharers. They'll just be beautiful hosts and customers. And that's cool. But let's create a real clear picture of what this is. Now, that is not including private classes. So something that I'm going to offer now is private class. And I'm going to offer this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings I'm actually playing around this year with actually doing 6 o'clock classes straight after work. I was finding last year that 7:30, 8 o'clock was too late for people. And again, this class should only go for an hour. Yeah, because we're going to keep them nice and tight. So, hey, come to my house from 6 till 7. Carly's going to present a class. But still at a private class, you are going to do the business basics class straight after from, what do we say? So, yeah, save. Yeah, straight after. So I'm going to add in those options. I'm not going to fill all of those every week. I know that I'm not going to be booked out like that every week, although that's the goal. But I want to work 20, 30 hours a week on income producing activities. How can you see the white space? Can you see that from 3 till 5:30, 6 o'clock every day I can be with my kids? I had family day in on Sundays because I want to really aim for that this week. Can you see that I've got self-care time? I've got time to pursue other passions. I'm studying at the moment, so I'll be studying on Thursdays. Like, there's so much space here. And how awesome is it that when you've done your connect and follow up from 10 till 12 on a Monday, for example, you can turn that off and say, I've done my job for the day. That's done. I'm going to do another block of that tomorrow, but I can switch off. Not, I better get back to them and I have to contact this and I have to do, like, I've done my block and I've got another block. Yeah? So that's your baseline, guys. That's your baseline. Add more if you want to do more. Some weeks, I'm not going to lie, some weeks you're going to do more. Some weeks there'll be incentive trips overseas you want to aim for. Some weeks you'll be doing Diamond Club like me. Some weeks you'll need more money to pay for groceries like me. Right? We've been really tight this week because we spent $1,200 on a holiday that we couldn't go on because it went up in flames and we haven't got a refund, and we had to offer another holiday. Like, that's life. And so I can sit and mope that we've got no money in the bank right now, or today I signed someone up. I did a one-on-one and I got some money in the bank. That happens and you will shift. Now because I want to show you back here. So this was today. I did a one-on-one with someone here and I've got a one-on-one booked for tomorrow and I've slotted them in at times that they could do it. So what I'm now going to do is my connect and follow up. I'm just going to bump that to there because the kids are going to a sleepover. So I'm just going to move that there. So I don't not do that task because Catherine has booked in for a one-on-one at that time. I just move that. Okay, cool. Yep, I can fit you in there because that's cool, priority one-on-one. But I'm going to move my connect and follow up. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. That's a real baseline. I hope that's exciting to you. I hope that's maybe made you go, I don't have to do 40 hours a week. If you do all this and you're still not earning money, then what we know is it's not a time issue. It's not a commitment issue. We know we just need to teach you some skills. We know it's about learning how to communicate with people and how to get people across the line and how to get people to classes. We can teach you that, but we need to see the time commitment, and this is step number 1. So hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. I hope that you can all watch the recording, comment below and let us know what you've learned from that. And if you're going to take it on board and give it a go, you'll see my calendar is set up and I'm rolling with this and I'm committing to this, even though we're on school holidays, because I can say, look, guys, I only have to work for this long and then we can go to the park for the afternoon, or we can go to the movies and we can do some stuff. So it's going to be, I think, a really, really great tool for you guys to just come to back to basics. That's all I wanted to share. So excited to keep rolling this stuff out. Yeah. Stay tuned for the next installment. All right. See you guys. Bye.